He'll do Taber, Marv Michael heading for home inside the final quarter mile, and Laser Wolf to rule the wind. Killeen Lad, Ideal do Taber, Marv Michael, Rocket Spear continuing to stay on at the last and taking off and landing with the lead. Ruled the wind. Now the gaps come for Killeen Lad. Laser Wolf, Killeen Lad ruled the wind, and Killeen Lad making his own room to Laser Wolf, ruled the wind. Ideal do Taber, Marv Michael, Killeen Lad now hits the front to Laser Wolf, Rocket Spear, Ideal do Taber work for a dime, but Killeen Lad goes clear. Killeen Lad scores. Rocket Spear then comes behind that is Ideal do Taber.
They come to the final quarter of a mile, just the one flight of hurdles left to take. And was that okay up on the outside of Bridgehead? They're having a good scrap, and they're about 2 clear of Flidday, who's still got every chance in third as they corner now for the final flight. Was that okay goes on from Bridgehead at the last. Was that okay is over from Bridgehead. Flidday in third, and then in behind these Killeen Lad as they come inside the final furlong. Was that okay being kept up to the task here by Keith Donoghue, leads by about 5 lengths. Was that okay for Gavin and Kiva Cromwell? Will take the opener of the new season from Flidday, who comes through for second. Bridgehead third. Left to take. Good run before they get to it. Charlie Luciano now moves up to shade it from Arna Kerr. 3 lengths back then to Up and Out, with continuing to stay on Hey Skipper as they corner for the final flight. Charlie Luciano travelling well on the outside of Arna Kerr at the last. Charlie Luciano is over from Arna Kerr, Up and Out back in third, and now racing inside the final furlong on the level. It's Charlie Luciano just being nudged out here, hands and heels, by Dennis O'Regan, is going to record a cosy first success over hurdles. Charlie Luciano then clear from Up and Out. Arna Kerr kept on for third. On now to the final 2 furlongs, and Encanto Bruno has come through to join issue with Cash the Check over on the inside, up for appeal. After these, trying to stay on is Summer Gale with Unbridled Power, but now it's Encanto Bruno and Ben Harvey who've gone on from Cash the Check. Over on the inside, up for appeal is just about third, and after these, Light of Life and Summer Gale, but out in front as they go through the wings of the final hurdle is Encanto Bruno. Cash the Check is trying to come back as they race inside the final 75 yards. Encanto Bruno, though, will win the finale for John McConnell and Ben Harvey from Cash the Check. Summer Gale.
Looking for the split, continuing to be Killeen Lad. Ideal do Taber, Marv Michael heading for home inside the final quarter mile, and Laser Wolf to rule the wind. Killeen Lad, Ideal do Taber, Marv Michael, Rocket Spear continuing to stay on at the last and taking off and landing with the lead. Ruled the wind. Now the gaps come for Killeen Lad. Laser Wolf, Killeen Lad ruled the wind, and Killeen Lad making his own room to Laser Wolf, ruled the wind. Ideal do Taber, Marv Michael, Killeen Lad now hits the front.
I think we've joint favourites at the moment, actually, in the shape of the 9 and the 10. And that is Rocket Spirit and Summer Gale. Summer Gale was put in around 7-1 last night, which was really a mad price. I wouldn't be all that confident this horse will win, but just on his flat and bumper form, I think he's more than good enough to win a maiden hurdle. By Camelot out of Lewis Line, so he wasn't designed for this. The horse we're looking at, just going down to the start there, is... If we have a look, I think that is Arna Kerr. It is indeed. And racecourse commentator Gary O'Brien just mentioning Arna Kerr there, who would have a chance for Davy Fitzgerald. Davy wouldn't have many horses good enough to win a maiden hurdle, but this horse ran a similar enough race the last twice at Kilbeggan and Ballinrobe. Just the problem was he was well beaten at Ballinrobe the last day and probably does need to step up. It's not a great race, but at the same time it will take a bit of winning. And riding that horse today is Tom Kelly. Just speaking to Val O'Connell, I think he's standing in as clerk of the course. He's very, very happy with the ground. He said they've done a great job. I can only imagine racecourse manager Paddy Dunny can get me some sort of a figure as to the watering that's involved, but it's absolutely extensive. And like, just if you cross the car park, basically the car park here is in the middle of the track. It's very, very hot and it's hard.
Okay, that was Horse of the Parade Ring. This is live shots, and this is the market. Rocket Spirit's 11-4, 3-1. Summer Gale, who was backed earlier, edged out now. Arna Kerr at 130, 6-1. Flidday, Ferry Bridge at 10-1, 12th bar those. As we go back to Johnny before the off.
Thanks, Nick. And nice hearing you and Dave just talk about the derby yesterday. I just thought it was a really significant win for the whole Coolmore operation in the sense of what August Rodin might do, and real vindication for Aidan O'Brien, who basically told me a month ago that he thought this horse would win the derby. Has been completely vindicated. If you are looking for a derby winner here, I don't think you'll find one, but you might find one that's actually bred to win a derby, or certainly bred to do more than win a maiden hurdle. That's Summer Gale, who'd be my tentative idea of the winner here. He's by Camelot out of Lewis Line. Started off in bumpers, which is probably just an implication that he was maybe a late developer. He's not huge by any means, so it's not surprising that he did end up running back on the flat. And even his flat form isn't bad at all in the context of this. But they are there to be jumped. Kudos to everyone who's ensured safe ground here today. It is warm, a lot of drying. It's very, very difficult. And Val O'Connell, the clerk of the course, praising all for their efforts. Best of luck with whatever you're on. This is the first of 8 races. Over to Gary O'Brien.
And the tape in the end wasn't released. That is not going to be a go. Full start here.
Yeah, forget about the Epsom Dash. We've had our inauspicious start here at Kilbeggan, and actually two of the horses have careered over to the stands. We're going to have a slight delay here, and you will hear Gary O'Brien in the background. Yeah, so some of these horses taking a little bit of time to pull up, so we're going to have a slight delay, which is all well and good. We have 8 races on the card today, and I suppose those who take notice of these things, Kieran Murphy has 3 runners today. I'm hoping to speak to his brother Aaron at some point, and he has horses with good chances, but he's in Listowel. He has 1 runner in Listowel, which, if I find here, so unique in the 4:37. So maybe Kieran fancies a bit of North Kerry sunshine today, but he is there with 1 runner, which may be a tip in itself, because I think he's very, very good chance of at least 1 winner at Kilbeggan, which is his local track. In the other, I suppose, tip in itself, if you're into that sort of thing, Paul Townend has 1 ride today, and that is in the feature. Willie Mullins also strongly represented in the bumper. And we are nearly ready to go for a second time. This is the first division of the maiden hurdle. Both, I suppose, of similar enough quality. We have a shorter price favourite in the second, in the shape of the Paul Nolan horse, Chief's Kingdom. This one looks a little bit more competitive. And they're just coming back to the start. And we finish up at 5:20 today. It's just a half hour between each race, so it's going to be pretty hectic.
Action underway with Division 1 of the Adair Manor Opportunity Maiden Hurdle. And they're on the run to the first of 9 flights of hurdles. This is the only one they'll be taking 3 times. Diamond Union, the early leader, but got that first flight wrong. Upholding an advantage, though, of about 3 lengths, and looks like they're going a good clip early here, already well strung out. Diamond Union, the leader then, to Arna Kerr, the white and blue close up in second, and these are tracked on the inside by Fliday. Also in a prominent early pitch here is El Champo, and then further back to the 2 shades of green of Righteous Ruan, who's on the outside of Summer Gale. After these, towards the outside is Ferry Bridge, and then in mid-division, Zagraf on the outside of Rocket Spirit. Further back then to Gloss Acres, and then Howdeck, Luxwell. Bit of buffeting between those 2 round the turn there. And the final duo are La Ronde, as they go over flight number 2, where there was a mistake by Luxwell, and the back marker is Miss Carly Fay. Quickly on to the third. Not the most convincing of jumps once again from the leader, Diamond Union, and there was another error back in the field from Luxwell. So quite a run now before they get to number 4. Diamond Union it is, who shows a couple of lengths to the good over Arna Kerr running in second, and then there's a gap of about 3 lengths to El Champo on the outside of Fliday, and then Summer Gale, who's 5th on the inside of Righteous Ruan. Further back then to Rocket Spirit and Zagraf as they go over the 4th. And not the most fluent of jumps that time from Summer Gale, who's racing in 5th position at the moment. So they're on the way back to their starting point, and still it's Diamond Union, fitted with blinkers for the first time today, who holds sway here to Arna Kerr racing in second. Fliday has now reclaimed the 3rd spot, from El Champo, with Summer Gale racing in 5th, and they're followed by Rocket Spirit, who's just taking closer order now on the inside. And then Zagraf. Righteous Ruan has lost a few positions and is being ridden along on the inside of Ferry Bridge as they come on now to this next flight, number 5. It was their first and it will be the last in its circuit's time. Diamond Union is over and clear from Arnaker racing in 2nd. Slap down the shoulder there for Rocket Spirit. Heading out on their final circuit then. And it's Diamond Union from Arnaker, about 4 lengths back then to Fliday. El Champo in 4th, then Summer Gale, Rocket Spirit. Length and a half to Zagraf on the inside of Ferry Bridge, and then Glass Acres, who's making a little bit of headway, and these have cleared away from How Deck, and the retreating looks well. Into the turn they go. That will take them on towards their next. It will be 4 from home, and the leader, as he has been from the drop of the flag, is Diamond Union, extending the advantage now to about 4 lengths as they arrive at this one. Diamond Union over from Arnaker, Fliday, Summer Gale. Glass Acres made a mistake at that one and is immediately ridden along. The leader is over the next. Bit guessy at it, but it's still Diamond Union to Arnaker. One who didn't jump that one particularly well and is now dropping away is Zagraf. Diamond Union then on the inside of Arnaker. There's only about a half a length between them now. 3 lengths break then to Fliday. Summer Gale is coming under pressure in 4th, and then a gap of about 5 lengths to El Champo, Ferry Bridge, and then How Deck and the ridden along Glass Acres. On they come now to the next, which will be 2 from home. Diamond Union trying to fight them all off. Jumped that one okay from Arnaker, and then Fliday, who's right there with every chance in 3rd. A few lengths break then to Summer Gale, who's struggling in 4th, and then Glass Acres and El Champo as they race on now to the final quarter of a mile. Just 1 flight of hurdles left to take, and Diamond Union has finally been headed as Fliday has got to the front. Fliday moving on now by 2 to 3 lengths. Up on the outside, Arnaker is pressing Diamond Union for 2nd. Back in 4th is Summer Gale, but Fliday has quickly put a lot of daylight between herself and her rivals as they straighten up for the 9th and final flight. Fliday with a commanding advantage. Fliday and Liam Quinlan coming down to the last. Fliday up and over safely from in 2nd position, Diamond Union, who made a mistake there. Fliday is going to win this by a country mile for John Ryan and Liam Quinlan. Fliday in a hack canter at the line. Coming through for 2nd is El Champo, and in 3rd, Rocket Spirit, ahead of Glass Acres.
Staggering result in that race, really. I thought that was a relatively open race. Couldn't believe, if you were giving me a distance special, that a horse would win by that length. But John Ryan's form, good form, continues. Fliday absolutely routs her rivals here by the late stallion and the much missed stallion, Mount Nelson, sire of the likes of Penn Hill. He's going to get some good jump horses if he were afforded the chance down the line. But Fliday, who has shown bits of promise over hurdles. Her penultimate run was a nice run when she was 2nd here, but she was beaten 6 lengths on that occasion. Wasn't a particularly strong maiden, but Liam Quinlan was just full of confidence here. It was just a question of when she was going to take it up from the front-running Diamond Union, who I suppose bounced back to form the blinkers. Very, very disappointing run from Summer Gale, who actually jumped fine, but really looks slow. Looks like he already wants a trip over hurdles. The result just coming in here. 12, 3 and 10. El Champo, good run in 2nd for Philip Rothwell. Just kind of emerged from out of the pack without ever really threatening. Was actually more or less 6th coming into the straight, but stayed on well past tiring rivals. But an absolutely brilliant performance here from Fliday. And I'll get a word with either Liam Quinlan, the rider, or John Ryan, because both are quite strongly represented on the card, albeit with relative long shots later on. But John Ryan in great form, and Fliday absolutely hacks up in the first.
Yes, the trainer had a decent winner yesterday in the maiden hurdle, who was completely unchallenged, Thunder at the end, and has had another one here today, who's come home in splendid, glorious isolation, a daughter of Mount Nelson. So we'll see exactly what's next for her. 6 to 1, the returned SP. El Champo 14 to 1 was 2nd. Rocket Spirit 11.